Hi, this is just someone just joined. Hello, folks. If you can hear me, please leave a message on the group chat. Hi, folks. If you can see me on the left-hand side of your screen, you should have a group chat. So if you can just click the group chat and leave a message. I see 4 viewers. Hi, folks. I'm unable to get you guys on this. I wanted to have a quick chat with everyone too. Uh, so it seems like a bit tricky. So I'm going to start the session and people can join in. I'm also love you to kind of post your questions over there. And at the end of the session, I'm going to quickly address those questions. So let's just get started. Give me a second while I get ready. First and foremost, thanks everyone who's joined the call. Really appreciate it. Hey folks, I hope you can see me. My name is Swikrit. I'm one of the co-event organizers for India Startup Now. So India Startup Now started around year and a half back. The process was to help startups and people who have ideas for startups, kind of kick off. Uh, So a little bit about myself. I've built and managed a lot of business command centers over the last 10 years for Fortune 500 companies. I have actively worked with different companies to be able to build a robust business process management system, starting from their basic logistics, going on to high level management and board of directors kind of stuff. Uh, Now, this is what I've done in terms of my corporate life. I also shadow a lot of entrepreneurs through their ventures. Over the last 5 years, I've been supporting the startup movement before it, picked up so much of traction. And I have met the best and the worst entrepreneurs I could in the last 5 years. The weirdest and some of the craziest ventures I've worked with them. Some really great, some really terrible ideas. In this meetup, I would like to share my thoughts and experiences around how to kind of start off your business by just using a website, and how anyone with a little bit of passion and a little bit of tinkering can launch a platform for a great, great business. So we really want to help out folks who have an idea. They want to get it out there, but they kind of feel overwhelmed with the number of things that's happening around them. So we thought let's do the most basic stuff, and that is how to set up your business online using WordPress. Now you can go to the IndiaStartUpNow.com page, and there is a blog which talks about why WordPress and what are the statistics behind it. What I can tell you is right now there are millions of customers who are using WordPress. It's the easiest thing that you can pick up, and you need WordPress if you want to start off your business. And if it's an online, you might be thinking that your business may not be online. You have to deal with your customers face to face, and a lot of that stuff's happening. You may not need a website, but I can tell you this with guarantee that you need a website. See, I believe the internet is like the great equalizer, right? So you may not have that office or that shiny real estate or 500 employees with you, but having that website can give you that edge over your competition who might have a lot more money, a great place. But if you want to put out the great work that you, your team, or your product does, a website is the best place to put that out on. If you have any questions or anything, just put it out there on the Google group, and I will get back to it. So let me just check if there are any questions or issues there. Okay. Nothing so far. Okay. Great. So let me start off by telling you why WordPress, how I got started off with it. Now, I was helping my a few family members set up their business, and they were having a lot of issues in getting leads, getting recruits, also kind of structuring their business in the right way. So they came to me and said, I want to build a website. And this is around 5 years back when things were not as easy as it is now. And what I realized was if we used a website correctly, we were able to not only generate leads, but to attract better talent towards our companies, the company that I was working for. Now, we used a lot of these tricks, just the WordPress site, getting it right, making sure that we connected it to Facebook, making sure we connected to our LinkedIn page, making sure the CEO's profile was shown very nicely, making sure we spoke about the great talent we had. So we kind of used this to generate more business. And it was much more easier for us to reach out to clients because the first thing people would do is just type your name into Google and see what comes up. And we were able to capture that audience. And over the years, we kind of, I think the first year itself, they had around 4 to 5 clients that they got from the WordPress site. And then we also realized that as you go ahead and start changing and tweaking things, people wanted to, they reached out to us and said, hey, you look like you're a great company to work for. Do you have a job? So then we slowly started seeing good employees walk in, and they were hired, and they did some good work there too. So I would like to share that with you. So just give me 1 second while I kind of bring that out here. In the meanwhile, if you have any questions, just put it out there in the group chat, and I'll kind of get back to you with that. Sorry about that, folks. So I'm back here again. I'm going to quickly give you 5 reasons as to why WordPress. One, WordPress is used by at least 25% of the internet, the websites that have been run out there. So that's a great thing. So it's going to stay forever, not stay forever, stay for a long time. There's a lot of work happening, a lot of developers who are working on that. So that means this is going to stay consistent for a long, long time. Um, the other thing is scalability. Now, if you start off with a simple basic website, which is just an HTML, you paid 5,000 for it and you set it up, great. It's going to work for you, but it's going to stay static, which means if tomorrow you want to play with your pages and say do SEO with it, if you want to add more content, you want to write a blog, it's just going to cost you a lot more money in terms of scaling that up. So in the future, it's really going to harm you. With WordPress, it's not the lightest software out there, but the market it's pretty famous. So you have literally every single internet hosting provider, web hosting provider who gives you hosting specifically for WordPress, and you can start off as little as 350 rupees per month, right? So that's fantastic because you're not really spending a lot of money. It's like, look at it this way: instead of you having an office where you pay 35,000 rupees per month, you're paying 350 rupees per month for a virtual office where you can show off what you're doing. Well, it took me some time to get there because initially I really went ahead and I was like, how many free, where can I find free hosting? Where can I find a free website? Where can I find free content? There's a lot of free that was happening, but what I was getting was very basic, and my competition or anyone next to me was getting the same thing. So I started getting lost in the crowd. So then investing in a good hosting provider, that really works. And you don't have to spend a lot. Remember, it's just 350 rupees or 400 rupees per month that you're paying. They give you a lot of stuff. If you go to HostGator, let me see if I can share my screen with you here. Yeah, I do have the screen. So if sharing the screen. Okay, here it is. So if I'm right now on the HostGator screen, if you guys can see, I've got the hatchling plan here, and most sites, I mean, doesn't matter what you're planning to do. It start off small. You can kind of keep moving on to the bigger plans whenever you want to. But this is the hatchling plan that I kind of recommend to start off with. HostGator is not, it's not the best hosting provider right there, but it can help you set up And once you figure out what you need, you can kind of move from that direction, right? So if you look at this here, you get a single domain, which is one domain ID, which is a .com that you can buy, or a .in, depends on what domain you choose. You have unlimited disk space transfer and unlimited emails, right? So this is good for you, right? You get unlimited disk space transfer and emails, but there are a few things you need to know. So make sure you do your research right, because you're investing 355 a month, which is quite an amount. Let's say for 5,000 rupees for the whole year. So you'd want to really do a little bit of research as to what is that they give you and what is that they don't give you. But it's the cheapest you can start off. This is good service here. If when you get time, please go and check this out, right? So I'm going to finish this off. The next part is flexible, right? So one, you've got scalable. You can kind of build up to it. You can add on pages whenever you feel like. You don't have to spend days to do it. It's a very quick setup. If you really get the hang of it, then you're gonna love playing with it. The next is it's flexible. Like if you Google WordPress, and if you're an amateur, you don't know anything about coding, people are gonna tell you that, hey, it's a blogging system. The truth is, it is a blogging system, and it was built to blog, right? Now, the beauty of it is they created a content management system. So the content it managed when they initially built it was blogs. But now, again, the beauty of technology, open source, and fantastic developers out there, they've used WordPress to do beautiful things, right? I've seen job portals which have been built in WordPress. I've seen, if you guys follow something like TechCrunch, that the TechCrunch website is a WordPress website, right? They are on WordPress.com, and they've taken their the premium service from WordPress. So you can, it's just up to your imagination. I've seen people build an entire marketplace on it. You can build a shop site on it. You can build a training site on it. You can build an intranet on it. I mean, it's up to your imagination as to what is that you want from it. So it's extremely flexible for you to use. But again, guys, this is not for something that you would use. This is not something you would use for 100,000 users or 500,000 users. Then you might have to go and back in front in terms of figuring out the entire technology there. But this helps you manage 10,000 users per day, 20,000 users per day. So you can play with this and kind of scale up, but it can do so much more for you. It's not just a website, it's not just a blogging system. It could be so many other things. It's just a matter of thinking, right? I know people who use this to do their payroll. I know people who use this to manage their employee base. I mean, they've got CRMs that are built inside WordPress that really helps you. Now, so make sure you do your research. Don't just give up on WordPress because someone told you it's a blogging system. Because when you don't have resources, you take whatever you get and you make the best out of it. And WordPress is one of a very good example of that. The next, so I've kind of haven't deep dived in terms of going in as the technical aspect of things. So I'm looking at a layman kind of a thing, because when I started WordPress or technology, I just had zero knowledge of it. So I really started off as a novice. I was screaming at my developer friends saying that you guys are extremely expensive. Then slowly, it's the realization that, hey, this is the best tool out there. But it was not a technology realization, but it was basic things like, can I build it up? Is it flexible? And the third point where I'm trying to come here is it transferable? Do I get stuck by using WordPress? Do I get stuck in using hosting? Because HTML sites, I always needed the same developer because he knew the code. So he had to change stuff, and he used to take around 6 to 7 days to get it right. But in some, I mean, it was a mess. I mean, we paid money for it. It was just a mess. So when we saw WordPress, we knew that you could transfer WordPress from one developer to the next, because the beauty about the content management system, it is a standard framework. Everybody works within the framework. So it's easy for them to kind of, anyone can tweak it. So if you know a little bit of WordPress, you can kind of do it yourself, right? So you can transfer this tool from one developer or from one IT or a web development agency to the next. And you can do it very quickly without having to lose time or money. So if you want to change a vendor, it becomes much more easier for you, right? You're not stuck. You're not like, oh, he's got all my code. If I go ask him, he's not going to give it to me. It's just easy. You can quickly plug it and push it into, let's say you want to move it from HostGator to another place, you can do that, and it's just simple. Uh, the fourth point, it's a marketing tool, right? It's a fantastic marketing tool. Uh, when you're short on budget, but you want to get the best out of the internet, you want to make sure that you're using everything that you have to 100% before you invest in either Google ads or you invest in Facebook ads. Uh, you would want a good website, right? Uh, you would want to make sure that each page is talking exactly as to what your products are offering to your clients. You want to make sure that your USPs are shown to them. Now, WordPress allows you to do that. WordPress also allows you to create a new page just in a matter of an hour or two if you're using the right tools, if you have a great developer, to start off a campaign. Right? You don't have to call up the newspaper and say, okay, put something here on this day and this day. No, if you're doing an online campaign and you're putting up Facebook ads and you're going to put up Google ads and you want one nice, beautiful page where people can come and click that button saying register, subscribe, or pay, it'll take you an hour or two to do, right? So that kind of flexibility, right? Especially when you don't have a lot of money in terms of marketing, it helps. And then if you can do it yourself and you figure it out how to do it, you can be spinning out so many more offers and promotions. Because the beauty about being a business owner is you can you know how much it's going to cost you to do something. You know what your margins are. You know that you want volumes of something. You can literally create offers and promotions overnight, and you can start rolling them out. WordPress will allow you to do that. It gets flexible that way, right? Finally, cost effective. So one, if I tried to do that free thing, and I have tried every resource out there which says free web hosting, free WordPress, this and all that stuff. But what I've realized is if you don't invest money, you're not going to make money. So that said, it's not a scary thing to invest money. It's a scary thing that you don't know how much you want to invest. You don't know how much you have to invest. So working out a basic amount, maybe, you say, okay, you know what, I'm going to spend 12,000 rupees for the next 1 year, right? Or the next 6 months. And then breaking up that 12,000 and saying, okay, per month, it's going to cost me this much. Let's say it costs me 2,000 rupees per month. If I'm keeping this for 6 months, I want to make every penny count. So if I put 2,000 rupees in, I want it to work for me, right? So WordPress works for you on that direction. So one, the initial setup is going to cost you a bit because you've got to get a good developer or you buy a good theme. But once you set that up, you've got recurring costs happening per month. That's your hosting, because you need their space to host your files and host your media and stuff like that. But sorry, I just lost my train of thought. If you look at how you're going to recover this money back, your marketing tool is either going to help educate your customers about what your product is about. So which means you've got some leads which may get converted, or some confused leads who may agree to do business with you. Or you are getting your customers to do something for you immediately. Either they're downloading your app, or they're registering for your services, or they're subscribing to your newsletter. So if you look at it, this is basically an online channel for sales and lead generation. So whatever money you're putting in, if you plan your WordPress site out, if you work out each page and then you say, okay, this is the content, it's going to be simple, it's not going to be too complicated, don't put too much of English there, you'll be able to make whatever you put in the next 6 to 8 months. You can do it quicker if you do a lot more research in terms of how SEO works, how keywords work, what kind of content you need to put there. How you do it is, you're already doing that when you're doing your market research for what kind of market are you attacking, what kind of clients are you looking for. So when you're trying to track a certain kind of client, you're looking at where they hang out, and then you see what kind of questions they ask. So based on that, you can create content, you can create blogs. You can be sitting at home writing a 500 words blog, posting it on your WordPress site, and having people like it, and suddenly, boom, you got traffic coming into your site. If you have blogs, you would want to use ads and push out not just the Google ads, right? There is a thing that you can put Google ads out there, but you can use WordPress to put your ads, your offers, and your promotions into your site, so it will look like it's been pushed by the ad fact, but it's beautifully set, so it looks like it's a professional ad in a professional blog. So what happens there is the reader is, one, impressed by your content, and second, you're offering him something that he can pick up right there. And that's fantastic, because you are quickly converting a client. You don't have to make a phone call. You don't have to send them emails. You don't have to do, sit outside their office and wait for them for hours. You've got someone converting just by looking at your content. So it is cost effective. You will be looking at returns if it is done well. If it is not, you're just going to feel like it was a huge investment and nothing really came out of it. That's just because you have a fantastic tool, but you don't have someone who can really structure that for you, right? So that's me going on a full rant. The next part is going to be a little bit of fun. I'm going to talk to you about what kind of hosting to buy. I just showed you what HostGator has. But what I would suggest is going to WordPress.org, and they have a set of recommended hosting. And I would listen to the WordPress guys, because these are great guys, right? They are. You have to understand that WordPress is a free software, and let me just get some writing about that here. The core software is built by hundreds of community volunteers, and they have thousands of plugins and themes which allow you to kind of transform your site. As per their current website, WordPress.org, I'm seeing that they have over 60 million people who have chosen WordPress to power their websites. 60 million. I mean, I was off initially, but 60 million people, and that's a huge number of people who have trust on this technology. So take a look at it. You would want to do your research because there are other tools like Joomla and Drupal, not as famous as WordPress, but there are hardcore people who believe even that helps. But I'm a fan of WordPress. I use WordPress for everything, right? I mean, it's just fantastic. So I love that, and I wanted you guys to know how I look at it. So that's WordPress. So let me quickly tell you about hosting. There are 3 companies out there who you would want to look at. When you're looking at hosting, you would read what's there on the website, so that's really fantastic, but you would always want to go out and chat with the guys and with the sales guys and ask them a few questions about, are there any restrictions with your hosting? You say unlimited, but are there any blocks that I need to know about? So they'll kind of give you some literature, so you have to do a little bit of reading there, right? So Bluehost.com, DreamHost, and Flywheel. I'm going to leave a link of this in the YouTube video for this event, so you guys can take a look at that. Now, I'm going to show you something fun, which is it's called Theme Forest. So a lot of you will be wondering, I don't have the time. I'm already doing a job. I don't know if I can sit and learn how to build a website on my own. That's fine, right? The beauty about WordPress is it helps. It's a community. It's an ecospace. There are people who are sitting there, and they know that there are people like you who need stuff to be done very quickly. So that's why there is a marketplace from where you can just buy a very good theme for yourself, get someone to do it at a very good cost, because they already have people here who can do that for you. It costs around $50 to $100. It's a good amount for it. So you already have things which are ready-made, but it's very important for you to know what is that you need, because when you get out there and you don't know stuff, there are so many flashy and fancy stuff that they show you that you just want to buy all of them. And what happens is, and this happened to me, right? So initially when I started, I saw so many fancy things, and they just met most of my requirements, so I started buying them. But when I had to put them together, suddenly I started feeling the pain, because it was not really what I wanted at that point. It is what I wanted for my entire 5 years or 6 years of the planning, but at that point, what I wanted didn't come to my hand. So before I go ahead and show you this theme marketplace, I just have a few more pointers I would want to give out in terms of designing your website, right? Guys, it's the most important part for you to start your business is to design your website. It's not the business plan, right? It's not about getting resource or getting that real estate. No, it's about getting your website right. So first thing you'd want to do is, whatever product or service you're looking for, you want to find your competition or anyone similar who has their own website. You want to look at as many websites as you can. Forget the design, right? Just forget the design, because design doesn't really matter. I mean, the thing about technology is whatever you're looking at, whatever you're thinking can be done, and it's already been done. What's important for you is the content, is how much content is really there on this website. What are these guys talking about? uh, how many of them are how many of these sites have things which are common? How are they showing things which are unique to these companies? How are they attracting these customers? Are they asking for your email as soon as you enter? What kind of banners are they using? What kind of images are they using? Now, why is this important for you? Because what you want to do after you've gone through 50, 60, 70, 100 websites, it doesn't matter if it's in India or abroad or wherever you are, but you need to look at as many websites as you can. And then you come back, lock yourself in a room, take a piece of paper and pen, and you figure out how you're going to put your business, right, onto a website. And then you compare that with the best site that you've seen and see if you're able to match their content, match their USP. Are you able to match their language? You don't have to match the pricing. You don't have to match the design. It's got nothing to do with the design. You can take their design and just imagine that you had to put your content into that. How are you going to do it? Now, once you have this content ready, right, this is the most important part. The hosting, WordPress, developers, that just comes later. What comes and what's so important in most of the WordPress clients that I work with, and I kind of help them build sites, is the content. How are you going to spin it, right? A lot of people speak, there is so much of English that no one's going to spend time on it. You want it to be quick. You've got 7 seconds to attract this person, explain to them what you do, get them to like you, or get them to get them to give you their email address, right? So how are you going to do it? What's your content going to be about? That becomes your virtual profile online. And that's what's going to give you an edge, right? If you try to just put a basic site in place and then you walk away and you're trying to do business, and every time your client's looking at your site, he doesn't like it, they're going to go away. But you make it look good. You've got all the fancy stuff that you're talking to the client on your website, and he feels there's a sync, he's going to click. You've got a very nice, good looking corporate person as an image on your site who is giving a warm smile and saying, do business with us right now because we'll help you solve 50 problems that you're currently facing. Click. And he's going to do it. Right? With this structure has to be built by you, because once you're done with this, everything else is a piece of cake. This is going to kill you. Getting your hosting is easy. Getting a great WordPress theme for yourself is easy. Getting a good developer, it's medium easy, but you can find them. So these three things are the simplest thing you could do, but your content, but what you're putting there on the website, that's in your hands. You cannot outsource that. You cannot tell a web developer, this is what I want, because most of them only know to develop. They don't know how to set up a beautiful site, which is going to virtually pull people in, right? So that's, I mean, thanks for listening to my rant, but this is key. And I kind of wanted to put this in play before I take you to the themes, because it'll make sense to you when you see the themes now. So let me just do a screen share here. Okay, yep. So this, okay, yep, right. So hopefully this is big enough for everyone to see. This is called themeforest.net. It's basically a marketplace. So you got different kinds of themes, web themes that you can start off with $2, right? But here you've got web themes which are HTML based. Then you got WordPress. Now you guys can go through the site when you have the time, but I would really recommend you go through the site and go through it detailed, because this is going to help you out a lot, right? So there are other things. I'm not going to touch them right now. I'm going to go to WordPress. I'm just hovering over their menu, and you can see the different things they have. Like you've got blogs and magazines. You got BuddyPress, which is like a community software which helps you build Facebook-like WordPress sites. Literally, yes, they could. You got corporate sites you could build, creative. If you want to build a directory site where people need to come and register their businesses or themselves, you could do that. If you want a listing site, you got e-commerce site, education. I mean, there's a list of stuff that we have here. Now I'm going to go to, let's say, corporate, because let's talk about business, and you can go through this stuff and get lost in it. It's just fantastic. What I do when I go into a WordPress site and I'm kind of choosing a theme for my client or someone I'm working for, I quickly go to WordPress. I've chosen, let's say here, corporate. I go here, sort by, and I always check the best sellers, right? One, because I really don't want to run around and try to go through 22,000 or 1,542 WordPress themes to figure out which is the best for my client. It's a pain. So I'm just going to pick up bestsellers, and I look at the top three. So I'm just going to quickly open up one of these sites so you can check it out. Again, you see the cost, it's not much, it's just $59. And when you see the amount of work that these guys are already pushing towards you, you would be very, very happy to give this money to them because I think, let me just see here. Yeah, you get 6 months support for it, which means if you get stuck, you still, someone's there to help you out. You're getting future updates, which means someone else is working the code and they're sending this across to you. You can also extend your support for just $17. So you can have 12 months support at $17. And anytime something goes wrong with your theme, you quickly just send them an email and they get back and fix it. So I've bought themes from these guys and they're really good. I've bought this theme too, so I do enjoy it. My internet is a bit slow, so I apologize. Image not coming. Uh, Now, the beauty of it, you would always want to look at the number of sales. These guys have 2,39,000 sales, so that's fantastic. They have a great rating, 4.78. That too with a 15,000 odd rating. So that's good, right? I mean, there's a lot of people saying a lot of good things about it. You always want to check out when was the last update, so June, which is really good. There are a few other information that you would be, high resolution, yes, so that's good. Widget ready. So I mean, these are things that your developer would know. So it's just something that you would browse over. But let's look at the left side of the screen. So you can see the screen coming up. I mean, you can see the screenshots, and it's a very well done, more than 200,000 sales. Let's see if I can show you the demo of this. Let me quickly pick up a demo. So the best part about these places, you can pick up, you do a live preview, you can check them out. Always go to the review section so you can get the reviews from there. You have comments of people. I know they would have asked questions, some things that you may not know not know about to ask, but someone else has asked that question, so you know the limitations of that theme. So what you have here is a beautiful theme. So they're just going to give you this theme for $60, right? And now the beauty of this is, oops, the beauty of this is you have to choose what kind of site you're building, right? They have different kind of themes, so you just have to choose the one that you're building, and then you can just fill in the information here. At this point, the site that you're looking at, this one is also given to you, and all you need to do is change your logo here. You can put a new image, change this stuff. You can use the same font, everything else. You're just putting in your content. Now, this is why content's so important, right? Because here's the thing, they've already done the work for you. You got home, you got different kinds of home pages over here, different versions of it, right? So you can choose from, I mean, there's 19 versions of home pages. You have a one-page site that if you want that, you've got magazine-style pages, you got home shop style, you got sliders, you got so many other beautiful things. You can also check out the pages that they have. Let me just show you the pricing options. While that opens up, all you have to do is keep changing the content here. If you know what it is, get a few images which can talk about this. So this is a beautiful looking site, but your content is what really matters at this point. Let me just see if this is opened up. So this is the pricing options. So you see how beautiful it looks here. Now it's just, if you get your content right and you have the right name sitting over here, you have people signing up for you, right? Let me show you another thing, how it looks in a different way. So you can literally choose how you want your content to look like on the website, right? And they're just giving you options. These are just, hey, you can just use 4 of this. But if you're really creative or if you've got a good developer, he's going to use this and do great work for you. But you need to know your content. Uh, so yeah, so this is about your hosting. So you got people who given them one rating, so you would want to kind of look through why they've given them one rating. So this is good, right? I've just picked this up. I like it, but someone else doesn't like it, and he's got like a lot of things to say, saying if you're a professional web designer, then you this is not a good choice, which is right, because if you want things done quickly and you're not a professional, you would want this. But if you're a professional web designer, you wouldn't want to use this, right? Then you've got others. You got five. You got 13 hours ago, 20 hours ago. That's really great. So so that's the reason why they don't have 5 out of 5. You got some guys really marking them down, but that doesn't really matter because you can now go back to your list and you've got the others you can check out. So whoever matches whatever you need, right? So it's just a matter of another thing. Make sure you go through each of these pages. You understand it inside out, right? You are even if you don't know what it means, just click on it, figure out what it looks like. Click on it, figure out what it looks like. Click on it, figure out what it looks like, because you want to know what you're buying. Even though it's $59 and it's not a huge amount of money, if you're looking at the site being with you for the next 2 to 3 years, it's very less. It's low cost, but you really want to know what you're paying for, and that really helps, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm almost out of time because I was expecting another person to jump in. I'm going to quickly show you our India Startup Now site. Here in the site, we built this using WordPress. It took us around 5 to 6 hours to build this. Again, this is something that we built this so that we could show people that you could do this yourself. So we have a blog. We also have a job board where you allow people to post jobs. You can list it. We also have a startup shop which is connected to Amazon, and it kind of gives you different books about WordPress and about small businesses. So you can go check that out. It's something that, I mean, if you have any suggestions or any books that you want us to import from Amazon to here so that you guys can buy it, we are okay to do that. So this whole thing, I'm just going to quickly show you this. This is a job board we've set up completely for free, right? We've just used a few plugins that were found in WordPress. If you go to wordpress.org, you could get that. And you could set up your own job post where you can post jobs. People can come and either post them or they can post a resume if they want to, so that a few of our startups can work with that. Then let me see if I can show you the blogs. What you see here are the sponsored links. So what we do is we're also connected and we kind of share our traffic. And we've got these pop-ups which come up. So you see a lot of these on the websites. What I can tell you here is everything on this site, we haven't spent a single penny on it because it's all been built for free, right? So it took us a few hours to do it, and we keep changing it every few months. We have fun with it. So I would like you guys to kind of go check out this link, the 5 reasons to use a business website. I've also spoken about, let's quickly show you this here. You can see the WordPress sites, content week beginning June 13th, how many of them are there in the, online. And you can see the rest as to, you got Drupal coming in second, but still, if you just look at the numbers, they're just massive, 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 massive numbers, right? Then as I've spoken about the scalability, so you can see the same stuff here. So this is where I got that from. I wrote this article, so it's for me, it just made sense to kind of see the same thing here. You got some theme markets that you would want to check out. Theme Forest is one. You got Template Monster. You got Elegant Themes. Great products, great service. I'm using Theme and Elegant Themes. WordPress plugin, you got Code Canyon, which is, again, if you go to Theme Forest itself, you can see that they have a list of things, resources that you can pick up. Code Canyon is where you can pick up plugins, or you can pick up different kinds of code for yourself. It's just a matter of you getting lost in what they have, doing your research, and you're set, because these guys are really good in terms of service, code standards. You're not going to get anything bad. I mean, you're assured of that. Then you got these guys, and these guys are amazing. They're called WPMU Dev. It's a company called InkSub, and they're fantastic. They build some great plugins, and I have a a membership with them. Now, the beauty about having a membership with these guys is no matter what happens, it might not be their product that you're working on, but if it's a website related issue, you can always get in touch with these guys. Sorry, WordPress related issues, these guys are always going to jump up. They're going to work with you. They're going to help you. They've got this great private member support system. Fantastic. Every time I've had an issue, every time I've had a question that I didn't understand, I always went there, I put up a post, and I've had answers within 10 to 15 minutes of me putting up the post. And in 2 hours, I've resolved the issue. So it's fantastic. And best part, it's 24/7 support. So take a look at it. It's not something that you need to pick up right now, but it kind of gives you ideas as to what are the things you could do with WordPress. So I'm just quickly going to show you the plugins part of it. And this will be the last part of this of this video. So if now this is the best example for plugins that I could give you in terms of where you have a dashboard to manage your entire WordPress site. You've got another plugin which makes your site run really fast. You've got something else that helps you take care of your security scans and all the other stuff. You got something that helps you make your WordPress go SEO go faster, which means these are automated systems working for you, right? You also have something like Smush Pro, which is fantastic. It helps you reduce the size of your images. And I don't know how to reduce the size of the images, so I let this do it for me. It just does it in a matter of seconds. I'm done. A great place for you to back up your stuff. Now you see the first six. Yes, the first six are your basic things you would need. One is to monitor your site. Second is to make sure it's very efficient. It's not bleeding money for you. You don't have to keep expanding your hosting and spending money on that. You're safe from hacks, right? You're safe from hacks, the basic hacks. I mean, you'll have to do a little more work, but this takes care of the basic stuff. Is make sure that just a few clicks and you have set up your WordPress site like a pro. You've got the SEO thing, which helps you make sure that you're doing SEO properly across all your pages. So you don't have to worry about that. Again, the images and your backup. So this takes care of that. It kind of gives you a sense of relief. You know, you can have a good, peaceful sleep. The rest are great plugins. We've got this one plugin that they have. Let me just show you this one. This is a job board plugin, right? So you want, let's say you're looking to start your own job portal, but you know they give you massive costs. By buying the job, by getting this plugin, you will be able to kind of build your own job portal and get people to post jobs and get people to also share their resumes with you. So I'm just going to wait for this to load up. So let me see if I can get you a screenshot. So it's pretty simple. They tell you how to use it, which means how to get started. So you just a few clicks. Then you have the jobs. You have the jobs and experts. You have, so it's very, very quick, right? I mean, a few clicks and you can see how tall this page is. Once you've read this once or twice, you're able to do this yourself. You can add an expert, post a job, browse experts, browse jobs. You can create your own profile. And if you put up jobs, you can check them out too. There's advanced search form within jobs, text area. So this would cover, if you're looking to set up a job portal, this would cover almost 60% of your requirements. I'm not saying 100%. See, here's the deal. You are not going to get 100% of anything because, again, because you're starting something, there's always going to be something unique about it. What this does is takes care of 60 to 70% of your issues, and then you can start building around it. You can get that product out there, and then you can, once you have traction with your clients, you can do a lot more after that, right? So this is just an example. There are so many other things you could do. There are plugins which allow you to kind of throw up a box, a pop-up box, as soon as someone is about to leave their site. Now, that's fantastic because you're going to get their email address, or you can just put a survey saying, hey, you're about to leave. Can you give me a reason as to why you didn't subscribe? So they can tell you that, hey, I didn't like your site, or I didn't like this, or I'm just browsing, right? So you're able to interact with your clients beautifully, and you're not spending a huge amount of money doing that. They've got some great stuff. I'm going to put this in the YouTube link and in the Google pages, Google Plus pages, so you can take a look at this. And you can also go through my site, India Startup Now, and check out that article. And if you have any questions around it, please feel free to leave a comment, and I will get back to you guys. Uh, so I'm almost done with my time. Uh, if there are any questions, please feel free to ask, and we will get back to you. We'll be setting up another WordPress tutorials as to how we're going to walk you through how to build a WordPress site in our next meetup. We will walk you through how to get the domain, hosting, and how to set up the site in maybe an hour or two. So have some time, and uh, yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, it's just full flow there. So have fun. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask us. Thank you very much for making the time, and thank you for watching the video. Keep encouraging more and more people to get in and work on WordPress. Make sure that you're working on your website before you work on anything else. All the best for whatever you guys are doing, and have fun. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you.